Okay, so we start off with a couple review problems. What city is closest to the coordinates 43 north, 90 west? So what we need to do is first look at the up and down. 43 north is going to be 43. Here's 44, 45, 44, 43 north. So it's going to be somewhere along this line here. And then we have, what's the other one? 90 west. So looking at the bottom, we try to find 90. And right there it is. There's 90. And so we're closest to Madison. Not exact, we're just getting the closest to it. What would be the best guess to the coordinates of Green Bay? Green Bay is right up there. So looking at the north-south, we look at the numbers that are going up and down, not the lines that are going up and down, the numbers that are going up and down. So here's 44, and there's 45. So that would be like 44.4, or in other words, let's see, we have to divide this up into 60 little tick marks for each minute. And if 60 goes all the way, it looks like it's about halfway, about 30 minutes. And here we can see 30 minutes. And going down from here to see the east-west, these are the numbers going left and right, east and west. There we have about 88. So option A is the best answer. Notes on distances. For most of Earth science research, this is the method that people use to find distances between spots. Most Earth scientists are not interested in road distances. They want to know just straight line distances. So here we have a map of Lake County. Nope, I take it back. It's more than just Lake County. Anyway, here we go. The box on the right side is called a legend, or a scale. Legends usually have more symbols than this, and so a scale would be more appropriate. Legend would also have symbols like what the road signs are and stuff like that. I guess I better cross that off. Number 2, how far would you have to fly an airplane from Fox Lake to Vernon Hills? So what I do is I get another piece of paper and I copy the scale. So let's see here. Put a mark for the 0 and a mark for the 5 and a mark for the 10. And I'm actually going to make a scale that's even longer. So I'm going to move the 10 way over to the 0 mark, and I'm going to keep on with the tick marks, but I'm going to label it differently. I'm going to label this then 15 and 20. Move the 20 over to the 0 and repeat the process, but I'm going to label it 25 and 30. So now I have a much longer scale to use for measuring the distances on this map. Okay. How far would you fly an airplane from Fox Lake to Vernon Hills? So I put the 0 mark on the Fox Lake, and then Vernon Hills is way down here, and I get somewhere between 35 and 40. I'm going to make my best guess that that's going to be 37. How far is it from the west side to the east side of Lake County? From the west side to the east side, the longest part that way is along the bottom. So I'm going to put the 0 mark on that edge, the 40 here. It doesn't quite reach all the way, so I put a little tick mark there to keep my spot, and then I move the 0 mark over to that, and I get another 15. So 40. Whoops. There's my little tick mark at the end of the 40. So 40 plus another 15 gets me 55 miles. How far is it from the northern border to the southern border? Okay, so I line this up, 0 mark at the bottom, make a little tick mark up here to keep my spot, add another 25 miles. So 40 plus 25 gives me 65. Number 5, how far is it from Zion to Lake Zurich as the crow flies? The phrase "as a crow flies" means a straight line, as if a bird was flying straight from one spot to the other without any curves whatsoever. So they're not following roads or anything like that. Zion to Lake Zurich. Where are these things? Here's Zion. Lake Zurich is way down there. Put the 0 mark on one of them. Again, my scale doesn't quite reach to Zion, so I'm going to make a little tick mark here. And then I continue. So that's 40 plus another, I'm going to say maybe 4, no, that's 15. 40 plus 15 is another 55. Try these on your own. Now, we have a different map, so we have to have a different scale. This scale does not work anymore. I'm going to scribble it out to make sure that I don't accidentally use that. How wide is Fox Lake from the west shore to the east shore at the widest point? So here's Fox Lake, and you're going to measure from this spot here to this spot here. That's where it's widest, east to west. How far is it from the southern shore, northern shore of Fox Lake? Here is the most northern, and right down here. Let's see, where is it? It's kind of hard to see. Right here is the southernmost part. So from up there to down there. Okay, and then number 9. A person drove their boat across the widest part of Grass Lake. Here's Grass Lake. So from here all the way over to there. Pause the video and try to measure those right now. Okay, so here's how you do it. We're going to start off our scale right here, 0, 1, 2, and I'm going to make it longer because I know I'm measuring distances that are bigger than 2 miles. That would be 3, and that'll be 4. That's probably big enough, but I'm going to go on just because it's easier to do it now than later. Okay, so Fox Lake from east to west. I've made my marks there, so it's about 2, it's a little bit more than 2.5. I'm going to say 2.7 miles. 2.7 miles for number 7. Number 8, how far is it from the south to the north of Fox Lake? Oops. So that's about 2. And the widest part of Grass Lake. I'd say maybe 2.9. And those are all miles. Okay. As an earth scientist is taking samples of lake water in the chain, they want to go from Fox Lake to Nippersink Lake to Grass Lake. Will they turn right or will they turn left at Nippersink? Let me back up here a little bit in the zooming. Okay, so here's Fox Lake, here's Nippersink, and then they're going to Grass Lake. Is that going to be a right turn or a left turn? So as they're going this way, what we need to do is turn our map so that I'm looking... hang on a second. I'm going to first draw my arrows. And then it's like that. That's got a better marker here. Okay, so what I do is I turn the paper so that I'm looking down the first arrow, looking down this way, and I can see then that the second arrow is going to my right. That's the key to these kind of questions about turning. You need to shift your paper so that you are looking down the first arrow, and then you can see the second arrow giving you the direction. So this is going to be a right-hand turn. Suppose you're a scientist taking water samples along the Chicago River. Here we have the map of downtown Chicago. As you go from the heart to the sun, there we go, we turn left or right at the harbor. So our first, different marker. Here's our first path, and then our second path. Is that a right or a left turn? So what we do is we look down the first arrow, and I can see then the second arrow is going to my left. Number 12, go from the heart to the lightning bolt. So we're going this way, and then we're going to go that way. Would you turn left or right at the junction? So we're going to scribble this out because we're done. We don't want to get confused with that. Look down the first arrow, and we can see that the second arrow is going to our right. Refocus on today's purpose. I will be able to read distances off a map in 3 different ways. Have we accomplished that purpose by this time? We have only found the distance off the map in 1 way, so we still have some work to do. Number 13, how would you measure the distance between cities without tearing or cutting a piece of paper as a tool? Well, what you could do is perhaps, let's go back to number 7. You could take a pencil or something like that and put your finger, and now you can go on the map knowing that this is 2 centimeters, and then another 2 centimeters, and then, 2 miles, another 2 miles, and then another 2 miles, and add them up that way. It'd be a possibility. Moving on. Instead of using scales, some maps have numbers that tell you the distances between locations. This is not really earth science, but it's a good life skill to have. This is a typical road map here. The black numbers next to the roads show miles between intersections in roads. Each number is just one small section of the road, so we want to find the distance between Richmond and Antioch. Let's zoom in here a little bit. Now this is a black and white photocopy, but I will tell you which ones were red and which ones were black numbers. We want to go from Antioch to Richmond. Here's Antioch. Here's Richmond. And we only have one number in between those two, and that's this one right here, 11. That's a little black number. Even on this black and white photocopy, I know that's the 11. That's the answer. Richmond to Fox Lake. So here's Richmond. There's Fox Lake. So along this road here, I see a couple different numbers. I see a 2. This 7 is off to the side there. That's a different section. This 2. That 2 only refers to from one intersection to the next. So this is a 2-mile section, and then from here to there we see the little number 5. So this section of the road is 5 miles. And then from here to Fox Lake we have this number 4 here. So we have to add up 2 miles worth of 5 miles road plus another 4 miles of road is going to be 11. Hebron to Harvard. Here's Harvard. There's Hebron. Go ahead and add up those numbers. Guess what? It's another 11. 6 plus 5. Next one. Marengo to Cherry Valley. I believe that's going to be, let's see, where's Marengo? There's Marengo. And Cherry Valley is way over here. So go ahead and give that a try. You should get 6 miles from Marengo to this road here. And then we have another 5 miles from this road to that road. And then I believe that it says here 7 miles from here to there. So 6 plus 5 plus 7 is going to be 18. Red numbers show distances between red arrows. Find the distance between the Wisconsin border near Richmond, and Highway 68 near Harlington Heights. Okay, so where's Richmond up here? Oh, there it is. See, there's a little red arrow. And so now we got to follow this road down to Arlington Heights. And notice we have another little red arrow there. So between those two red arrows is going to be a little red number. Let's see if I can find it here. Up and there it is, 34. You can tell that shade of gray here on my photocopy is different than this black number 5. That's because that was the letter color red. Okay, 34. Wisconsin border near Gurnee and Buffalo Grove. So there's that's this road right here. They don't show Gurnee, but we know that it's on Interstate 94 here. So between here, there we have the red arrow, and then Buffalo Grove going to be way down here. There's the other little red arrow. So I look for a red number in between. Where'd the little bugger go? Up there it is, 25. Or is that 26? I believe that's 26. Number 16, you want to buy a road map. A friend says that you should just print out a copy from a website. How is a purchase map better than a printout? Well, we just saw the different colors are better on a purchased one. And that's the end.